Welcome to the Houston Roundball Review Takeover on the lunch break, powered by JM&E and also the BS3 Network. Watch us on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Fire TV, and Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. If you have a Roku streaming device, just download BS3 TV. If not, just go to bs3network.com. I am, of course, KG Chris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Let's have some fun these 55 minutes. Give you some insight on some sports, commentary, my thoughts. And of course, I know Coug fans who are watching me on Facebook, Twitch, X, Roku on BS3, all those awesome platforms. Coug fans are looking forward to the Titanic tilt this evening. Tony M, thank you very much. Always kind of you, Tony. Thank you for watching on YouTube at the Houston Roundball Review channel. But the Titanic, massive, important game tonight, 6 p.m. kickoff taking place in H-Town at TDECU Stadium between the Houston Cougars, led by Dana Holgorsen for who knows how long, how much longer, and his former team, the West Virginia Mountaineers, led by head coach Neil Brown. Tony M, West Virginia is a 3-point favorite. 3-point favorite on the road. The Cougs are a home underdog, a home dog. Who's picking the Cougs to win tonight and improve to 1-2 in conference play? If I had the money, I still wouldn't put a bet on the Cougs covering these 3 points. I think they're going to lose tonight, fall to 0-3 in Big 12, then lose next Saturday afternoon against the Longhorns, also at TDECU Stadium, Saturday afternoon, and fall to 0-4 in Big 12 play. But let's talk about it. Tony, what do you think? Would you put some money on the Cougs winning tonight with the points or whatever? There are plenty of tickets available. Plenty. You can get them for as low as $2. Tonight's game at TDECU Stadium with a 6 p.m. kickoff Thursday. Oh my goodness, that's a hard kickoff time for a lot of fans, Coug fans who don't live near the stadium. And the Cougs aren't playing well. Thursday, 6 p.m. start. Excuse me, but man, oh man. Tickets for as low as $2. $2 tonight. Got to do something. Oh, and of course, tonight's game is also the Cougs blackout game. So they are encouraging fans, Coug fans, who attend the game to wear black. I think that's a poor choice because to me, with how many fans think so lowly and little of Dana Holgorsen, wearing all black looks like you're going to a funeral. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how much black is worn at the stadium tonight. Game is going to be on FS1. In case you don't know that, FS1, 6 p.m. kick. I still don't have a whole lot of any hope of Dana being let go after this season. Tony, Rex 32. Some friends are beginning to have doubts and think I might be wrong on that, and that Dana might be fired after this season. The buyout is still like $14 million. If it's paid at the end of this year, I'm not sure how much it goes down once the calendar turns to 2024. Maybe a couple million here and there. But it's not my money. As long as the man in charge opens his eyes and realizes, boy, this is not what I had in mind when I hired this man. The man's a billionaire 8 times over now. Talking about one Tillman J. Fertitta, of course. Spend that money. Tillman, get rid of this man. Get rid of his staff. Start over. What you should have done before you got to the Big 12 with a new head coach and new staff, so you could give fans a reason for some hope. Because most of the Coug fans right now do not have hope in Dana Holgorsen coaching the football team for any success in the Big 12. Recruiting is not going great. The talent level is not where it needs to be to compete for championships in the Big 12, especially if that talent is led by one Dana Holgorsen. This team is not talented enough to overcome Dana and his coaching. Tony says, let's start a GoFundMe. I got a nickel. I'll put in there a nickel for get Dana going. Greg says, Dr. Couture said in her university address, we don't invest in whining, we invest in winning. Ah! Thank you for that laugh there, Rex. Thank you for that laugh. Because I could point to 3 different athletic programs on campus that haven't done a lot of winning, especially if you're talking about winning championships and not, in the big ones, like going to the NCAA tournament, not the WNIT. And that should let you know what I'm talking about there. Baseball, what have they done for a while? Nothing. Football, hey, football. They won the Independence Bowl. Yeehaw. They won the Birmingham Bowl. Yeehaw. Haven't won a conference championship under Dana. Nope. Have not beaten too many teams with winning records under Dana. But hey, the Cougs have invested in winning. Give me a break. Whatever. Y'all keep that mentality right there is why Dana will still be around, why Todd Winning will still be around, why Ronald Huey will still be around. You get the idea. They just don't hold folks accountable like they should. So let me say kudos and salute to everyone. Tony M., Rex, and Miss Wanda. I'm going to see if I can do this correctly. Salute everyone. Keep your comments coming. Keep them coming through these remaining 48 minutes or so here on this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E. Yes, I am KG Chris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. You can catch me on most of the social platforms at Houston Roundball Review on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. I really don't refer to Musk anymore, that platform, but I do post some stuff out there sometime, but not as often as I do on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. But let's get into it. Miss Wanda, you're going to be at the game tonight. Will you be dressed in your funeral attire? In your Cougar black? Funeral attire, funeral, I think it's the same thing, really, as long as Dana is coaching the team. But Miss Wanda has a new attitude, a new positive attitude. I apologize. I'm not supposed to bring negativity around Miss Wanda when it comes to football. So my fault. Go Cougs. 6 p.m. tonight, kickoff at TDECU Stadium. Plenty of tickets. Well, not probably still plenty of tickets available, but tickets are available for as low as $2. $2. I would say $2. $2. $2. But next week's game against the Longhorns is completely sold out. And I wonder how many folks will be wearing burnt orange next Saturday afternoon at the stadium. How many Coug fans will make their money back if they lost money with tickets to this game and make it back next Saturday when all the T-Sips come to town or come to the stadium to make fun and mock UH left and right. See, Rex says $2 will get you to the lower bowl. Hear that, Tillman? $2 purchase tonight gets you to the lower bowl. This is what your investment, Tillman, President Couture, investment in Dana Holgorsen has got. $2 tickets available in the lower bowl. Y'all keep perpetuating this trash. Keep doing that. But I digress. Football schedule for the other conferences as well. First off with the American. Going to talk some American scheduling, football. Had their basketball media day on Monday this week. I was there in Dallas for the American. I'll be in Kansas City next week for Big 12. The Southland had their basketball media days also this week. Was not there, but has some news for regarding the HCU, the Houston Christian men's teams. Excuse me, men's and women's teams. Each team had a representative named to the preseason conference poll. So we got some talented players here in H-Town on the hoop side. Football, week 7, tonight on ESPN, not FS1, on ESPN, SMU 3-2 overall, 1-0 in conference play at East Carolina. Pirates 1-4 overall, 0-1 in conference. 6:30 p.m. kickoff on ESPN. Friday the 13th. Should be a good one. Top 2 teams in the conference, I think. Tulane 4-1 overall, 1-0 in conference at Memphis. Tigers have the same record, 4-1 overall and 1-0 in AAC play. 6 p.m. kickoff on ESPN. Rice is off this week, and Rice was off last Saturday as they lost at home to Connecticut, UConn. Let me get on the big screen so y'all can see me say this. UConn came into the matchup with Rice last Saturday winless. 0-5. 0-5. They left Rice Stadium 1-5. They beat Rice 38-31. So the Dana Holgerson-led Houston Cougars football team lost to a team in Rice that lost to a winless team, a previous winless team. Just keep that in mind. All right, Rex, I got answer your question right here. I got the predictions for Memphis. Surprised some folks where Memphis was picked in men's hoops, but nationally, not really. But we'll talk about that in a moment. Football, more football, as we all know. Tonight, West Virginia, 4-1 Mountaineers, 2-0 in Big 12 at the Cougars, who are 0-2 in conference play. Game is on FS1. Then Saturday, October 14th, fills out the rest of the conference slate for the week. Iowa State 3-3 overall, 2-1 in Big 12 at Cincinnati. Bearcats looking for their first Big 12 win. Only one of the 4 newcomers have a win in Big 12 play, and that one is BYU. Iowa State at the Bearcats, 11 a.m. Saturday on FS1. KU, Kansas Jayhawks, football. KU is becoming a hoops and football school. KU 5-1 overall, 2-1 in Big 12 at the Cowboys of Oklahoma State, who are 3-2 overall, 1-1 in Big 12. 2:30 kickoff on FS1 on Saturday. BYU, the winning Cougars in Big 12 play, 4-1 overall, 1-1 in Big 12 at TCU. TCU 3-3 overall, 1-2 in conference play. And Rex, Wanda, Tony, who was that one Big 12 win for TCU? Who is it against? Who did they beat? The Houston Cougars. BYU at TCU, 2:30 p.m. this Saturday on ESPN. Then K-State, Kansas State, 3-2, 1-1 in conference play at Texas Tech, 3-3 overall, 2-1 in conference play. That game, 6 p.m. kickoff on FS1. SWAC. A lot of SWAC. 6 games, including a homecoming matchup, all on Saturday. First 2 on ESPN+. Alabama A&M, 3-3 overall, 1-2 in SWAC. At Grambling. Grambling lost to Alcorn last week, 25-24. Grambling's 3-3 overall, 2-1 in the SWAC, 2 p.m. on ESPN+. Next, Alabama State, 2-3 overall, 1-2 in the SWAC. At Jackson State, 4-2 overall, 2-1 in SWAC, 2 p.m. ESPN+. Pine Bluff. Oh boy, this game right here. Woo, this is a true fans as alums of both teams. Arkansas Pine Bluff 1-4 overall, 0-2 in the SWAC at Mississippi Valley State. Valley winless overall, 0-5, 0-2 in the SWAC, 2 p.m. kickoff. Next, Texas Southern 1-4 overall, 0-2 in SWAC at Bethune-Cookman. Another huge heavyweight tilt between TSU and Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman 1-4 overall, 0-2 in the SWAC. 2 p.m. game is on HBCU Go. Southern has homecoming, and they're pretty much guaranteeing themselves a win because they're hosting Lincoln out of California. Game's at 4 p.m. Wrapping it up. This might be interesting, this last one. Prairie View A&M, 3-3 overall, 3-1 in the SWAC at Houston Christian. HCU 2-4 overall, 1-2 in Southland Conference play. That game kicks off at 6 p.m. on ESPN+. Let me see if I can jump to it here. Let me see. Did I get it? I don't know if I posted it, but I know. Here we go. I'm going to get to it for Rex's question right here. AAC announced their preseason poll. Number 1, surprise to some, surprise to the folks at Memphis. They weren't too thrilled with this one. Florida Atlantic, newcomer to the conference. Florida Atlantic picked first. 11 first place votes, a total of 167 points. Second, Memphis. 3 first place votes with 159 points. Third, Tulane. 4, UAB. 5, East Carolina. 6, North Texas. 7, SMU. Last year for the Mustangs to be in the AAC. 8, Wichita State. 9, South Florida. 10, Tulsa. 11, Rice. I think that's a little bit low for Rice with their returning players and their talented freshman, Keanu Dawes, but we'll see. 12, Temple. 13, Charlotte. 14, UTSA. But yes, Miss Wanda is correct. Memphis fans were not happy. I'm going to put myself on the big screen before I go to other slides. But Penny Hardaway, head coach Penny Hardaway, he wasn't happy with being picked second to a newcomer to the conference, but he understood the logic or the rationale for picking Florida Atlantic first. They're returning their starting 5 that made the Final Four. 2 guys, it was co-players of the year preseason, both Florida Atlantic. So based on that rationale, Penny understood why FAU was picked first. Isn't happy with it. He's going to use it as motivation for his players. They're not happy about it. Get it on the court. You know, FAU and Memphis played in the NCAA tournament last year, and Memphis fans were not happy, and some of them probably still unhappy with how that game ended. Tigers had a chance to win, didn't. FAU survived and advanced and moved on to the Final Four. So, as Will just pointed out, yes, they beat the Tigers. Like I said, the way the game ended, Tiger fans are just salty in general. But anyway. But FAU and Memphis, FAU has replaced Houston in the AAC in terms of Memphis's rival and the marquee matchup for the conference. Both matchups will be on national TV. I think ESPN in roughly the last 2 weeks of the season. So similar to how when Houston and Memphis played in the season, FAU and Memphis will be that this coming season. It's a good question. I haven't heard anything. It wasn't discussed Monday. I think he is. I'm not sure if DeAndre has heard from the NCAA regarding one more year to play this final season. It does sound like Mikey Williams and his felonies issues will not be playing at Memphis this season and may not be playing Division I basketball, period. Boy, young people just do better. Do better with make better choices in life. But Max Fiedler, Rice Owls. Rice Owls picked 11th on the men's side. 11th. Big Max picked preseason second team. Max Fiedler talked to Mike O'Donnell at the American Media Day. And Max Fiedler, based on the numbers, is one of the 15 best players in men's college basketball. Assists, rebounding, field goal efficiency, all those things. Yes, big Max Fiedler. Max gets it done. If you haven't seen Max play, great passer, great vision, does a little bit of everything, inside, outside, rebounding, on the block. He can do it all. He's like a point center sometimes for Coach Scott Perry and the Rice Owls. And correct, Caleb, you are correct. Caleb Mills is at Memphis. He gets buckets, and that's what he does. Not much else. Not much else on the other end of the floor, but he can still get buckets. So, yes, Caleb Mills is, I think, his fifth year. Was he a fifth-year senior? Is at the Memphis Tigers. T.I., thank you very much for chiming in. This name is new. Not T.I. This name right here. I want to say about, what is this? Cool B Avery T. Thank you, whatever. Hello to you. Keep it clean, everybody. Keep it clean and respectful here on the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku via the BS3 network and also on Facebook, Firestick, Twitch, X, and of course YouTube, as majority of folks are watching. And thank you very much for watching on YouTube, either on AJ's channel or on mine at the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. And if you're watching on the Houston Roundball Review channel, click on that shop button or the $ and support the Roundball Review. Get yourself a Houston Roundball Review mug like I have right here as I take a sip. Not an adult beverage, just a sip. TR brought it up. We're going to discuss it again, Miss Wanda, so just bear with us. How about that football game tonight where the Houston Cougars are a home underdog? Cougs +3 as West Virginia is a 3-point favorite. What does that say? I think that says a lot about the state of Houston Cougars football. West Virginia, the preseason pick last, preseason in Big 12 media poll, last, is 2-0 in conference play and comes to Houston as the 3-point favorite, where tickets are available for as low as $2. $2. $2. Tillman, President Couture, the defenders of Dana Holgerson, $2 in the lower bowl to watch your man lead the Houston Cougar football team. Wear your black. It's blackout. It's a blackout game tonight. Wear your black. I think it's black for funeral, but it's a Cougar blackout game. Yes, great point right here by Rex. Parking costs more than the game tickets. And UH Athletics or marketing or both announced earlier this week, what's it called? The Cougar Paw, something like that, where you get 3-game ticket package for football, 3 games for $66, I believe. And one of the games is West Virginia. The remaining games that are not Texas. So 3 games for $66, including tonight's West Virginia game. But of course, next Saturday's game on October 21st, when the Longhorns come to town, is sold out. Sold out. And Miss Wanda said, she's being honest, before the season started, she was counting on West Virginia to be the Cougs' guaranteed win. And now, well, I think more Coug fans believe the Cougs will lose tonight. I think more Coug fans would be surprised if the Cougs won tonight than if they lost. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. All Matt. Welcome, All Matt. Thank you. Like I said, the majority of folks nationally do not have a problem with FAU being picked number one preseason in the conference. Nobody. I mean, returning the guys that led them to the Final Four. In terms of, I'm not big on this either, whether it's conference polls or national preseason, those way too early kind of looks either. But FAU was picked ahead of Memphis and all those as well. So FAU being picked first, Memphis second, not a shock to me or anybody else. Memphis and the Memphis coaching staff is probably not surprised. Fans are fans. Hey, but the Tigers will get a chance to prove it on the court. And let me say this. This is for Coug fans. Tony, Miss Wanda, Rex, T.I. During Memphis's media availability on Monday, I forgot who the media colleague was who asked the question. But regarding Memphis being picked second, FAU won. Coach Penny Hardaway, one of his things that he said was, after saying that he understood the logic behind it, he said, we are the defending conference champs. We won the conference championship. So y'all know what he's referring to. He's referring to beating Houston in the AAC championship game. I asked him, and let me know your thoughts on this, fans. All mad at you as well. I asked him because I didn't ask him, I didn't record it, but I asked him, other media folks recorded it. I also asked him if he would like to face Houston in non-conference in the future. And Penny said, yes, for sure. I love to play them. They're a great matchup, great competition. They make us better. Great defensive team. They're physical. I love facing them. Love to do it. I like to see it happen. I'd like to see it happen on a neutral site because non-conference, I don't see have to be some money involved for it to be a home and home, like it become a series. But I like to see it become like a neutral site game, Houston and Memphis, like in December in Fort Worth. And just so you know, I've put a few feelers out there to see if I can make that happen at some point in the future, perhaps. So cross your fingers and toes on that one because Houston Memphis is a good matchup, non-conference. The rivalry's there. The fans, both sides hate each other. The players don't like each other. The coaching staffs respect each other, but they do enjoy beating each other as well. So think about that. Let's put it out there. Rex says he doesn't mind Memphis as a non-conference game. I think it'd be good. Let's see. T.I. says it'd be such a Houston thing for them to either lose or win this game and then because I saw Miss Wanda. What does Miss Wanda said? She said, if the Cougs win tonight, we will have nothing left in the tank for Texas. Well, tonight's Thursday. The game against the Hornets is on Saturday, so you got a few more days off. And maybe they'll be riding high, and I don't think it's going to matter one way or the other. Riding high or not, the Longhorns are going to come in to prove a point. And aren't the Longhorns off as yeah. Well, Rex, Memphis won the championship, the conference title game in Fort Worth. Memphis fans travel. It's good to see a lot of red in the building at Dickies for the tournament as well, but that's another reason. I think if you make it within driving distance for Cougar fans, they'll go to the game. Memphis fans, I think, travel further distances in mass more than Cougar fans do. But let's see it happen. I'm trying to make it happen. Let's put that out there. All right, let's see. Greg says, looking ahead to the Texas game, gonna overlook WVU, like looking over ice. See, the team might do that. The players might do that. Oh yeah, we got the Longhorn next week. It's sold out. Guys, you know we play the Mountaineers tonight. Who? Who? What? Okay, folks watching, give me your prediction. Who's picking the Cougs to win tonight? Who's picking the Cougs to the first Big 12 football win tonight, defeating the Mountaineers? Who's doing it? It ain't me, but who is doing it? Miss Wanda, is it you? I think you have doubts now, but who's doing it? All matter. How about you? Who's picking the Cougs to win tonight at home? Cougar blackout. Wear your black. Game is at 6 p.m., so an earlier start, and it's a Thursday, so traffic will still be a pain in the butt. Or you can watch it on FS1 if you have it. Tony, hey, it's a win, though. Tony says Cougs win 9-6. That's a win. It still counts in the win-loss column, and I know Dana would count it. Dana would count it. So would Pesman, Prescator, Tillman. They would count that. They take it 3-zip, if they could. Miss Wanda said she is going to the game in her black, not expecting a win. Ahmed says, already got somebody. Got two now. Coogs will win, and he will be watching. That's 2. 2-1. All right. We shall see. On a hoops note, the Rockets have their second preseason game this evening, 7 p.m., against the Pelicans. The game is in Birmingham. It is not available on the Space City Home Network. It will only be available on Rockets.com and NBA League Pass, but I think here in H-Town, just on Rockets.com. So, Rocket fans, if you want to see the game tonight, 7 p.m. tip-off, Rockets.com is how you can watch that game. I'll be watching the Cougs and Mountaineers so we can discuss it later on Let's Rage Cougs, the unofficial post-game show for Houston football and Houston men's basketball. And that will be available also here on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Back to some preseason polls and some women's hoops, some news to share. Because like I said, AAC prediction on the men's side, FAU, Florida Atlantic picked first, Memphis second, Tulane picked third. The highest preseason pick for Houston, for Tulane in probably history, according to Coach Ron Hunter. Said, all right, we got some. Greg says, Houston Pro Sports looking optimistic. Astros and Rangers start the ALCS on Sunday. Miss Wanda's message to all of y'all. Hope y'all are right. Her husband said he has named and claimed a victory. All right. So, we shall see how it all goes. All right, here we go. Keep in mind, like I said, men's hoops in the AAC. First, Florida Atlantic. Second, Memphis. Third, Tulane. Rice men picked 11th. I think that's too low, but we'll see. Women's side. Got AAC preseason poll and the Big 12 for women's basketball. I'm waiting for Big 12 men's to announce theirs. Last year, it was announced Thursday before Media Day. Media Day this year is Wednesday, October 18th. So last year, it was announced like around this time, like October 13th. So I was kind of expecting and hoping it would be announced in time, like today, early today. So far, it hasn't been. But AAC women's hoops, South Florida, best team in the conference overall. picked first. East Carolina, the AAC conference champs, who defeated the Coogs in a rock fight in March. Like final score was like 45-42. It was some ugly, ugly basketball, but ECU was picked last preseason women's hoops last year. Now they picked second. But look at third. Miss Wanda, Tony M. Newcomer to the conference. Women's basketball, the Rice Owls, picked third. I'm just going to hop on over. Let's see if I can pull it real quickly here. Hop on over. Women's hoops in the Big 12. Houston Cougars picked 12th in the Big 12 women's side. The four newcomers in Big 12 women's hoops picked at the bottom: 11, 12, 13, 14. BYU, led by Lauren Gustin, All-American, one of the top players in the country. Houston, 12. Cincinnati, 13. UCF, 14. But back to the AAC. I'm going to share some women's news there as well. Rice Owls picked third in the American. SMU picked fourth. Had head coach Toya Wilson on the takeover a few weeks ago. SMU's last year in the American before heading to the ACC. Memphis, 5th. Tulane, 6th. Tulsa, 7th. UTSA, led by former Longhorn coach Karen Aston, 8. Temple, 9. Charlotte, 10. Wichita State, 11. North Texas, 12. UAB, 13. Florida Atlantic, 14. So of the 6 newcomers in the AAC in basketball, women's hoops, the Rice Owls are the top of the 6. Picked third. Shifting gears, contrast that to the 4 newcomers in the Big 12 women's side. All 4 of them are the bottom 4. Longhorns, Texas women's hoops, picked first. 12 first place votes. Baylor, second. 2 first place votes. Kansas, the reigning WNIT champs. Kansas, 3rd. K-State, 4, getting back Ayoka Lee, 6'5", just dominant low post player, 4. Oklahoma, 5. Iowa State, Bill Finley, head coach, 6. I said something. We got Iowa State picked 6th in the Big 12 women's side. Gee whiz. Oklahoma State, 7. West Virginia, 8. TCU, 9. New head coach there. They won't be 9 much longer going forward, I think. It'll be much better than that going forward in future years. Texas Tech, 10. And then again, BYU, 11. Houston, 12. Cincinnati, 13. And UCF, 14. That's the preseason poll for women's basketball in the Big 12. They announced that last week. Big 12 women's tip-off is Tuesday in a few days. So that is the 17th. And the men will be on the 18th. And I'll be in Kansas City for both of them. Some news from the Big 12 women's side. All news about them right now. Waiting on the men's hoops. Television coverage for this season Big 12 women's hoops was announced Tuesday. 3 games on national broadcast. That means ABC, Fox, and that stuff. The December 30th Baylor at Texas game will be shown on Fox, marking the network's first over-the-air broadcast of Big 12 women's basketball. Fox will additionally show the February 24th Bedlam matchup between Oklahoma State at Oklahoma. ABC will also broadcast a non-conference matchup between UConn and Texas. And that game is Sunday, December 3rd at 2 p.m. The Houston Cougars face FAMU women's hoops also Sunday. UConn, Texas at 1 p.m., I think, and Houston's at 2 p.m. Texas visit Baylor on February 1st on ESPN, anchoring a slate of 10 cable telecasts on ESPN networks, with at least 4 airing on ESPN2. 3 games will be featured on FS1. during the season. And of course, Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus will air 100 games in conference play, with the remaining games featured on Longhorn Network and Sooner Vision on ESPN Plus as part of existing third tier rights agreements, which will end when those teams leave after this season. The Big 12 championship game will air on ESPN2 on Tuesday, March 12th. ESPN Networks will televise the semifinals, with the earlier rounds airing on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus. The Big 12 Men's Championship Tournament will also be in Kansas City, also at T-Mobile. Will start on the 13th. So it's like 10 straight days of hoops in Kansas City at T-Mobile. So if you're so inclined and able to do all that, salute to you. If I'm able to do it, get there for the championship game, women's side, and then just hang out the rest of my time in Kansas City. That's my plan. That's my hope. Looking for advertisers and folks to sponsor that, buy you some Round Ball Review merch, support the Round Ball Review with word of mouth and dollars to help make that happen, so I can make that trip to Kansas City for all that hoops, which should be a lot of fun. Men's side got entertainment. I'm not sure the entertainment has been announced, but last year, who was it? Fat Joe and Shaq, DJ Diesel, Shaq performed. Commissioner Yormark is trying to make it an event, which leads me to part of discussion. Let's talk about this these final few moments on this edition of the Houston Round Ball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku on the BS3 network. Your thoughts on the push that Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark is doing to get Gonzaga to the Big 12. In July, I was told it was dead. Well, I say dead, but on life support. Let's put it like that. On life support, Commissioner Yormark was pushing forward then. He wanted just Gonzaga basketball. He did not want all Gonzaga sports. Gonzaga wanted all sports to come to the Big 12. Committee said, no, we just want the hoops. August, Commissioner said, we're done with expansion, getting the four corner schools. Now, this week, reports are that Commissioner BY has resumed the push to get the Zags in the Big 12. And it sounds like he's accepted the fact to get all Gonzaga sports in the conference. It doesn't make sense financially. To me, T.I., what do you think? Miss Wanda, what do you think? Tony, what do you think? It doesn't make sense. See, more and more folks, I think, go with this sentiment. Wait for the ACC schools to break up and need more East Coast schools for our Eastern brethren. I'm more along this line with Rec 32. UConn would come along at that point. Right now, what's the rush? Commissioner Yormark is active. He's aggressive, forward-thinking. But it doesn't not sound like the Big East is going to invite Gonzaga to join them for hoops. So why rush? Now, if the networks say, hey, we're going to give you this amount of money, and the Zags are good with that amount of money, okay. But barring that, which I don't think they're going to, they haven't so far. Reports are what I've heard and read and been told is that some of the money to Gonzaga would come from the current member schools and their revenue payout. Well, why do you want to do that? It's just, it seems like an impatient move to me. Commissioners pushing for this. Brett Yormark wants this to happen. He does believe that basketball, college hoops, is undervalued in the media landscape in terms of revenue media right deals. He does believe that. He said that publicly many times. But Gonzaga right now, especially in all sports, doesn't make sense. Spokane, Washington is a good haul. You do have some like BYU, Utah. It's closer than it used to be before the four corner schools joined the Big 12 or will join the Big 12. So it's a little better with logistics, but financially, I just don't see it making sense. And of course, Gonzaga does not have football, and football makes college sports go round, much to my chagrin. We'll see. Commissioner Yormark, he's got a lot of cachet. He's done a lot of correct things for the Big 12. I think in July, he was pretty much a minority of one for this move. I think some folks are leaning more toward him, maybe more school presidents than athletic directors. Now, we'll see. Hopefully, he will discuss this at next week's Big 12 hoops tip-off. We're going to ask. I'll ask. We're going to try to get some more answers and some more clarity. I do not see this happening within 2 weeks, being hammered out within 2 weeks, unless a lot of I's get dotted and T's get crossed. I just don't see it happening that fast. But we'll see. So far, most of what Brett Yormark has wanted, he's gotten. We'll see if he gets Gonzaga to join the Big 12 in time for next season. Time will tell on that one. All right. In these final moments, a reminder, tonight, football, Houston Cougars, 0-2 in the Big 12, hosting 2-0 in the Big 12, West Virginia. West Virginia is 3-point favorite on the road. 3-point favorite. The Cougs are the 3-point home dog. Tickets are available for as low as $2. $2. 6 p.m. kickoff, Thursday night, City of Houston. It's going to be tough for many Coug fans who make it to the game, who live in the suburbs. I understand that. We said it for a while that this Thursday kickoff, 6 p.m. start is going to be very tough for a lot of Coug fans to attend the game. And that's when fans had hope, which I don't believe many fans have right now anymore, is hope for this team this season under head coach Dana Holgorsen. We'll see. Watch the game. Get your favorite beverage in a Houston Roundball Review mug. Click on the shop buttons or go to the Linktree /Houston Roundball Review merch. Get you that. Planning to launch some hoodies next week, hoodies and sweatshirts and long sleeve shirts. Houston Roundball Review next week in time for hoops tip off. So you can get that as well. Rockets on the road versus the Pelicans in Birmingham tonight, 7 p.m. tip. Available on the Rockets website, not the newly renamed Space City Home Network. Rockets game next week against the Spurs on the road in Wemby. Those games will be on the Space City Home Network, and those games are on the 16th and the 18th. So there's a lot of different things there. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. T.I. was the great, everybody basketball person is looking forward to hoops. I'm looking forward to it. And as far as I know, what I'm about to say is it's not bragging. I think it's just true. As far as I know, the Houston Roundball Review will be the only Houston media attending next week's Big 12 tip-off in Kansas City. One more time. As far as I know, the Houston Roundball Review will be the only Houston media, credentialed media outlet to attend and cover the Big 12 basketball tip-off. Chronicle, next week is Longhorn week. So it's football and heck, Astros, Rangers, baseball, ALCS. So that's where they'll be focused, is on baseball and Longhorn football. But I will be little old me, little old Houston Roundball Review will be the Houston media rep at the Big 12 basketball tip-off in Kansas City. Final moments, couple things. Tuesday, the Rockets face the Pacers in preseason action. A rarity. 2 Coogs represented. Nate Hinton on the Rockets roster, Jarris Walker on the Pacers roster. I spoke to both of them. Spoke to Nate before the game. Spoke to Jarris after the game. Check out the clips, my interviews in the comments on Instagram, Threads, and YouTube on the Houston Roundball Review. Nate Hinton is still pushing and grinding, still pursuing that NBA dream. He's still fired up, still got the faith, still believing. I wish him luck, because the Rockets roster is loaded, and I'm not sure he's not gonna make it in this roster. I doubt it, especially the big boy roster. Maybe back to the G League roster, Vipers. I don't know about that. I wish him luck. Oh man, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. So, but I think so. Regarding Big 12 tip-off, TV wise, last I heard, none of the TV stations were going to Big 12 locally. And then Chronicle, like I said, it's Longhorn week, and that's the justification for it. Longhorn week, that's what their coverage will be. Now come Big 12 conference play, that will flip. Many of them will go to the conference games, and I won't. But for right now, I'll be the one representing H-Town Media at next week's Big 12 basketball tip-off, which will be on, I think part of it will be on ESPN2 or U, and then majority of it will be on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus. T.I., it's football. It's football town. It's the Longhorns. Hey, that's the decision makers. That's what they decided to do. Longhorn week. Longhorns last time coming to Houston as a member of the Big 12, on and on. Whatever. Just putting it out there. One more chance at the website. Let's see if Big 12 announced it yet. Doesn't look like it. Let's see here. See if the Big 12 announced the results of the preseason poll. Does not look like it. But hey, just keep supporting the Roundball Review for your basketball fix. that's what I can say about it. Just keep coming here for your basketball fix on YouTube and Threads and social media like TikTok and Instagram. That's what I'm here for. So no Big 12 announcement yet regarding the men's hoops preseason awards. Rockets tonight. Game is on the website, rockets.com. Football fans, FS1. If you have FS1, watch the Coogs hosting West Virginia, 6 p.m. So it's an earlier start, early kickoff time. And reminder, once again, West Virginia is the 3-point favorite. The Coogs are the 3-point home dog. We got some fans, some viewers today who are predicting the Coogs to win tonight. So we shall see. It would be the Coogs' first Big 12 football win. It would cool the seat of head coach Dana Holgorsen, even though I'm sure he's not concerned with it one way or the other, because he and the man who writes the checks are tight. But hey, whatever. That's reality of the situation. Final moments. Want to give some shine to HCU. I can put it up here. HCU. Let's back up. Big man. Here we go. Big man Bonky Merring was named to the preseason, and I'm not sure if pronouncing his first name right. His middle name is Robert. Was named to the preseason men's hoops all Southland Conference first team. 6'10 center. Merring was a member of the SLC all defensive team last season after ranking in the conference in both total block shots and block shots per game. He also led the Southland in shooting percentage, hitting at a 58.2% clip on the season. From the area, Cypress, Texas, he had 14 games last season in which he shot over 60% from the floor, including 4 over 70 and 5 over 80. So he's a big man that gets it done in the paint. Merring is joined on the first team by returning SLC standouts Chris Shumate from McNeese, Jordan Johnson from New Orleans, and Roger McFarland from Southeastern, and newcomer Shahada Wells from McNeese. McNeese. Second team selections were Nick Caldwell and Alec Woodard of Southeastern, Tyson Jackson from New Orleans, Jerome Brewer from A&M Commerce, Micah Thomas from Nichols, and Javon Garcia from McNeese. HCU men's hoops was picked 8th in the preseason poll, voted on by the league's coaches and SIDs. Southeastern Louisiana was picked first. 104 teams to receive first place votes. Women's hoops for the Huskies. D. Collins was named all Southland Conference second team preseason. Collins was a second team choice last season, finishing the year leading the Huskies in both scoring and rebounding. Her 14.4 points per game ranked third among all Southland players, while her 7.9 rebounds per game ranked fifth. She's a 6'1" forward. Collins shot 48.6% from the floor, fifth best in the conference, while also connecting on 40% from three. The Huskies were picked to tie fifth in the league's preseason poll. HCU tips off their season Monday, November 6th, in town at Tudor Fieldhouse against the Rice Owls. So, men's hoops, well, hoops in general. We got HCU players named to preseason conference play. SWAC, P.J. Henry named SWAC first team, and SWAC preseason player of the year. Malia Fisher, Rice, second team AAC. Max Fiedler, second team Rice, big man, second team AAC. Waiting for the Big 12 men's hoops to announce their preseason predictions. I feel pretty safe in saying that a Coug will be on one of the first or second teams for them. So a lot of hoops action to cover here, which I will be doing at the Houston Roundball Review. Closing it out. Y'all know it. Thank you for every comment. Trent, thank you very much for your comments. Who you got tonight, Alan? Who you got? Cougs or Mountaineers? 6 p.m. kickoff. Game on FS1. West Virginia is a 3-point favorite tonight. Who you got? Wrapping it up. Thank you to everybody for your comments. Great show. A lot of comments. Let me do this as I close it out. And then I'll go to Miss Sybil Wilkes. But one more time, thank you, everyone. But as I close it out, thank you for watching the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E via the BS3 network on Roku. You've been watching this show on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Fire TV, X, all those platforms. Tonight on the Houston Roundball Review, we'll have the Let's Rage Cougs show, post-game show after the Cougs football game. So tune in for that. Everyone, take care. Remember, the Houston Roundball Review, since 1994. Local name, global perspective. Subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends about it. Everybody take care. Peace.
It's Sybil Wilkes.